The match began with an electric atmosphere at Molineux, with Wolves immediately showing an intent to press high up the field. From the opening whistle, Arsenal tried to assert their dominance on the ball, with William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes playing crucial roles in initiating their attacking transitions. Arsenal controlled the majority of the possession early on, with Miles Lewis-Skelly often dropping deep to support both the defense and the attack. In the 7th minute, a slick move from the Gunners saw Leandro Trossard deliver a cross into the penalty box, but Kai Havertz's header went wide. It was a warning for Wolves, who were caught off guard but still looking to stay compact defensively. Wolves, meanwhile, looked to be dangerous on the counter, with the pace of Nelson Semedo and Matheus Cunha causing some anxious moments for the Arsenal backline. A key moment came in the 12th minute, when Matheus Cunha raced down the right wing before whipping in a cross for Jorgen Strand Larsen, whose header was saved brilliantly by David Raya. It was a solid save that would set the tone for Arsenal's goalkeeper, who would later prove crucial. The first yellow card of the match came in the 17th minute when Wolves' João Gomes fouled Declan Rice in a tactical foul that stopped an Arsenal break. Shortly after, Arsenal's Jurrien Timber was the next to be booked after a late tackle on Pablo Sarabia. The first half was evenly contested, though Arsenal's midfield control began to show with more passes completed in Wolves' half. In the 29th minute, Gonçalo Guedes made a good run down the left wing, but his cross was intercepted by Saliba, who looked unfazed by the threat. On the other side of the pitch, Trossard and Martinelli kept pressing on the left flank, and in the 34th minute, Gabriel Martinelli managed to get a shot away from the edge of the box, but it was blocked by Wolves' defence. As the half drew to a close, Arsenal's dominance continued, but Wolves managed to weather the storm. Despite Arsenal's possession advantage, the scoreline remained 0-0 at halftime, with both teams heading to the locker rooms with plenty to think about. The second half started with Wolves looking more aggressive, especially after manager Gary O'Neill gave his players instructions to press higher up the field. Just minutes into the second half, Hwang Hee-chan forced a good save from David Raya, with a low shot that looked destined for the bottom corner. The Arsenal goalkeeper was alert, diving to his left to parry the ball away. However, Arsenal quickly regained their composure and began taking control again. In the 56th minute, a brilliant through ball from Declan Rice set up Gabriel Martinelli, who broke free behind the Wolves' defense. Martinelli took a shot on goal, but José Sá was quick to react and blocked the attempt. Arsenal continued to press, with Rice and Partey pulling the strings from midfield. Wolves' frustrations were compounded in the 63rd minute, when João Gomes received a second yellow card for a foul on Miles Lewis-Skelly, leaving Wolves with 10 men for the remainder of the match. This turned the tide in Arsenal's favour, as they now had the advantage to exploit the space in the middle of the park and down the wings. In the 71st minute, Arsenal made their first substitution of the game, bringing on Riccardo Calafiori for Ethan Nwaneri. The fresh legs added an extra layer of dynamism to Arsenal's attacking play, and just 3 minutes later, it was Calafiori who made a decisive impact. After a brilliant run by Kai Havertz, the ball was played into the box, where Calafiori latched onto a loose ball and calmly slotted it past José Sá into the bottom corner to give Arsenal the 1-0 lead. The Wolves fans, who had been supportive throughout the match, now found themselves deflated, as the red card to João Gomes and the concession of a goal left them struggling to find a way back into the game. Gary O'Neill responded by bringing on Toti Gomez and Craig Dawson in an attempt to solidify the defense, but the numerical disadvantage proved to be too much to overcome. Arsenal's intensity didn't drop after the goal, and they continued to probe for a second. In the 78th minute, Trossard had a chance to double the lead, but his shot was blocked by a last-ditch challenge from Matt Doherty. Wolves' frustration boiled over in the 85th minute, when Nelson Semedo was booked for a reckless tackle on Calafiori. With Arsenal now controlling the ball and the tempo, it was clear that Wolves were unlikely to mount any meaningful offensive threat in the closing stages. Despite several late corners and crosses into the box, Arsenal's defense, led by Saliba and Gabriel, remained unshaken. In the final minute of normal time, Hwang Hee-chan had a half-chance from a cross, but his header was wide. The final whistle blew moments later, confirming a crucial 1-0 win for Arsenal. Arsenal's performance was characterized by composure, resilience, and tactical maturity. Despite a shaky start to the game, they regained control, especially after the red card to Wolves' João Gomes. The key turning point came with the goal from Riccardo Calafiori, whose calm finish secured all 3 points for the Gunners. Wolves, on the other hand, showed glimpses of quality but ultimately couldn't capitalize on their chances. The red card was a major blow, as it not only took away their numerical advantage but also disrupted their defensive shape. Matheus Cunha and Pablo Sarabia had decent moments, but there was a lack of clinical finishing when it mattered. David Raya was one of the standout performers for Arsenal, making crucial saves that kept Wolves at bay. Declan Rice's work in midfield allowed Arsenal to dictate play, and his leadership was evident in the way they transitioned from defense to attack. With the win, Arsenal continue to push toward the top of the league, while Wolves will have to regroup and focus on the upcoming fixtures. Arsenal's strong defense and midfield superiority were key in securing the win, and they'll be pleased to have taken 3 points from a tough away game.